this is Pat, and I'm back with lesson 6 in our series of basic recorder lessons. Today we're going to be learning some new theory terms. These are crucial in our process of learning how to read music and how to learn to play the recorder. But the first thing I'd like to do for you today is I'd like to play a song because I haven't done that in a little while, and I want you to always have in front of you where you're going, what you can achieve, what you can reach, and what you can play on a soprano recorder. So since I love Irish music, I'm going to play the Foggy Dew, which is a very famous Irish folk tune, which I also love playing on my penny whistles. But we'll play it on the soprano recorder. Tempo so that you can just see, yeah, I can play these songs. I don't have to play them as fast as they go. But now we're going to get right into the lesson. Now, as you know, we have been going through this book called Soprano Recorder for Everyone, which also comes with a CD, and you can get it right on our website. If you go under Shop, it's the very first thing that comes up, so you can't miss it. But here we go with our theory terms. So I'm hoping that you can see this really well. So I'm going to just make sure we're ready. So the first term we have to learn today is measure. What is a measure? A measure is a box of notes between bar lines. These are bar lines. So that's the other term we're learning today. Bar lines, measures. So if we turn the page to when we did this page where we learned how to read B on the staff, we see that we have 4 measures. We have 4 boxes of notes. A box of note, a bar line. A box of notes, a bar line. Box of notes, a bar line. And then at the end, we have something called a double bar line. That tells you that the song or the exercise isn't over. It tells you that it is over. If it's a double bar line, it tells you that the song or exercise is over, and you're going to need to know that today. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 measures, double bar line, song is over. Now the other thing we have to learn is what are these things with numbers near the G clef? Well, they're called time signature. I hope you can see that, time signature. So far, we have only played exercises that have a time signature of 4-4. Sometimes it's 3-4, sometimes it's 2-4, and we're going to be getting into that very quickly. So what does that top number tell us? It tells us how many counts or beats are in every measure. So in 4-4 time, the top number's a 4, the value of these notes in these measures has to add up to 4. So since a quarter note or a crotchet receives only 1 count, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4, bar line. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, bar line. Aha! Half note or minim. 2 plus 2 is 4, bar line. And our whole note or semi-breve gets 4 counts, so you can only have 1 note in that measure. So if we were to have a time signature of 3-4, the value of those notes could only add up to 3. That means we can't use a whole note because a whole note gets 4 beats. It's too many counts. You can't use it. So let's just do a quick review of what we have so far. We have our bar lines. We have our double bar line. We have our measures. We have our time signature, which is so far 4/4 time. And just to review, that's our G clef or treble clef. Now 3/4, 2/4, and 4/4 all have a 4 on the bottom. And if you don't remember this right now, it's okay. Well, what does the 4 mean? When there's a 4 there, because there's not always a 4 there, it tells you that the quarter note is the note that gets one count. So when the conductor says 1, 2, ready, go, we know that that's the speed of the quarter note and all the other notes fit around that. And now you also know what these numbers mean. 1, 2, 3, 4th beat, bar line, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't worry about the pluses right now, okay? So those are our terms. Now we're going to take these terms right to our next lesson. Now for some of you, this lesson page will be very easy. And for others of you, you might have to work on it a little bit because you'll notice I don't have the A's and the B's and the G's written in anymore. Now you have to kind of figure out, oh dear, you know, what is the name of the note? Well, let's look. Stems going down, 3rd line, B's. 2nd space, stems going up, A's. Whole note G, 2nd line. Now I said in the last lesson that one of the ways to practice this, let me get my one-handed recorder ready, is to speak and finger. So let's do that. Ready, speak. B, B, A, G. G, G, A, B. That's how you practice it. You speak it, you move your fingers, and then you're ready to play. 1, 2, ready, play. And you just keep practicing that until you're good at it. Now we have a new term, the breath mark. It looks like a little apostrophe. That's telling you where you should breathe. You don't want to breathe after measure 1. No, you want to get all 5 of those notes in without a breath mark, without breathing. Breath mark. So that's what that little apostrophe is telling you. Let the tongue do the work so that that's where you take your breath, because you don't want to play like this. Okay, so really work on that. Now if you have to breathe, breathe, even if it's before the breath mark. So then we come down to exercise 2, because I'm doing these quickly so that I'm assuming that you can practice them on your own. Again, let's say the names of the notes, and then we finger them on our recorder. So here we go. 1, 2, here I go. B, A, G. G, A, B. B, B, A, G. You do that, and when you're good at that, you're ready to play. 1, 2, here we go. is where you're going to really want to breathe. Most young players on any instrument seem to want to breathe after a half note or a minimum. So you're going to be tempted to do this. And you know, that's okay when you're first learning to play that exercise. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Then once you're real comfortable with it and you can go a little faster, then you can do this. So work on that exercise. And then our last exercise before we finally get to music, actual songs, is number 3. And we've got some yellow highlights here because this is the first time in the book where we're skipping notes. We're going B, B, G. So now you have to get 2 fingers down at the same time. B, B, G. G, G, B. B, B, A, G. And remember, if you go from the B to the G and you get a squeak, you didn't get one of your fingers over the hole. Stretch that G finger, make sure your fingers aren't touching one another. So I'm going to play exercise 3. 1, 2, here we go. So now guess what we are finally ready for. What did that song that we've already learned how to play called Hot Cross Buns, what does it look like? Oops. What does it look like on the musical staff? Well, here it is. Okay? Hot Cross Buns. And I've helped you out. I felt, like, okay, I'll put some notes back up, but you already know how to play this. So what you need to do is really be looking at it. But let's do some review. 4/4 time signature, G clef. Don't worry about that sharp sign yet. In every measure, there are 4 counts, 4/4. The quarter note receives the count. How many measures do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And notice the double bar is at the end of the song. So when you get here, there's no double bar. I have to keep playing. No double bar. I have to keep playing. No double bar. I have to keep playing. Double bar, the song is over. So here we go. I'm going to show you how Hot Cross Buns is played. Now you know how to play this. So what you just need to do is feast your eyes right on those notes. So here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is not hard for you to play. It's very easy. What I want you to do is look at the notes as you're playing it, because lesson 7 is where we're going to now get into songs. You've learned your 3 notes. There's plenty of 3-note songs out there. We're going to be playing in 3/4 time, and by lesson 8 we're going to be adding more notes. So I'd like you to be real secure with the B, the A, and the G before we start adding other notes. So once again, thank you, and I'll see you at the next lesson. Happy recorder playing!